What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This week we have a huge main event for the welterweights. Sean Brady is taking on Leon Edwards. So of course I'm going to give you my official breakdown and prediction for that fight. But before we get into that, I do want to touch on the welterweights, starting off with the current champion who beat both Leon and Sean Brady, Belal Muhammad. The biggest question I have is, why does Belal get so much hate? He's so funny and he's the most skilled fighter in this division. What he does well is everything, and that is what makes him so special. Belal really does have underrated striking, which I think nobody talks about. But if you go back and watch the fight with Sean Brady, you really got to see his striking on display. He knew that Sean's path to victory was to wrestle and to get him on the ground. So he stuffed all takedowns. He kept the fight on the feet. He took Sean's best shots. He put pressure and volume on him, and he got the knockout. He showed he has heart, he showed he has will, and he kind of just big brothered Sean. Of course, the fight with Leon, he executed his game plan perfectly. He got the fight to the ground, controlled him, and he also landed some big shots. I think Belal deserves to be champion, but I also think he is getting the easiest first title defense in JDM. I know JDM has a really long win streak. He's undefeated in the UFC, but he is coming off an injury and a layoff. And just to go in there with Belal, the best in the world, I don't see it going his way. My hot take is I think that Buckley should have been the one to get the title shot, considering he's undefeated right now in welterweight on a 6-fight winning streak. 2 of his most current wins are by knockout over good ranked opposition in Stephen Thompson and Colby Covington, who has already fought for the belt and lost 3 times, I believe. He's been active, he's been winning. I can't see why JDM got the title shot over him. The only thing I can think of is he really wants to wait and train more, or he really wants that fight with Usman. Speaking of Usman, can you guys believe that he hasn't fought in almost 2 years? I hate to say it, and don't shoot the messenger, but I believe we've seen the best of Kamaru Usman, at least on the championship level. Do I think he should retire? No, absolutely not. But I think the KO loss was the beginning of the end for him, and it kind of changed the trajectory of his career. It's pretty obvious his knees are like completely done, and I don't think even after all this time he's going to come back a different Usman. Of course, we have to point out he has a podcast now. He's becoming like an MMA media personality. We don't know how much he's training anymore, and to compete in this division at the top, you need to be training all the time. You have guys like Ian Gary and Joaquin Buckley who are young and hungry, constantly training, constantly evolving, who want Kamaru Usman's spot. I don't know how badly Usman wants to still compete, but what I can tell you is this. He's ranked number 3 on a 3-fight losing streak. He has to fight someone soon. And I hate to say this, I really do, because I like Usman, but right is right and wrong is wrong, and I fear he is becoming a gatekeeper if he doesn't defend the number 3 spot. Moving on, if you listened to me this far, thank you so much. Now let's get into Leon Edwards and Sean Brady. For obvious reasons, stylistically, this is a nightmare matchup for Leon Edwards after his last performance with Belal. It's no secret that Sean Brady's path to victory here is going to be to wrestle and get this fight to the ground. After watching Sean Brady, he is not willing to not wrestle. In all of his fights, he has attempted takedowns and for the most part has successfully scored them. Sean also has a really good pace and endurance. I know he's not going to get tired, and he really needs to use that to his advantage because Leon does fatigue with the wrestling. I think Brady has decent striking. It's definitely improved in his last couple of fights. I think he's going to feel more confident and comfortable going into this matchup. But of course, we know that Leon has the advantage with striking, and he is the taller guy because I believe he's 6'2". If he can use his height and his reach and keep the fight in the middle of the octagon, I think he has a good chance of winning. But I don't see that happening because based on how Leon fights, he accepts takedowns way too easily. While Leon's takedown defense and wrestling has improved, it's not quite as good as someone who has been wrestling their whole life like Sean Brady has. Leon has made the same mistake in some of his past fights over and over again, like getting pushed up against the fence and getting taken down and controlled. I think he's just shown that one too many times, and I think that Sean Brady has the wrestling capabilities to get the job done in this matchup. Whoever can implement their game plan better will win this fight. If Leon Edwards can keep the fight on the feet, I think he can demoralize Sean Brady and possibly get a finish. Who knows? But if Sean Brady can utilize his wrestling and get this fight to the ground, I think he either gets a submission or unanimous decision victory. Who do I think wins? I have to go with my Philadelphian, Sean Brady, to get the job done. But I would not be surprised if Leon Edwards somehow gets the victory here. I feel like welterweight is in a really weird place and transition with all the injuries and newcomers trying to earn their spot in the top 5. But once Usman and Shavkat come back, I think things are really going to start to heat up in this division, and I can't wait for it. But that's it. That's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for 400 subscribers. I am so happy and grateful for all of you. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Until next time, bye.